Hey guys, welcome back, and today we'll be doing Season 8, Chapter 1 of the Infant Labyrinth. As per usual, timestamps will be down below in the description, but before we get started, I want to say thank you for 1,000 subscribers. It means a lot to me that all of you guys have supported my channel this entire time. For 1,000 video special, I'm kind of stuck with some ideas, so if you guys have any suggestions, leave them down below in the comments below, and we'll get started with the Stage 1 builds. So Stage 1's pretty easy this week. We're using Soda, Rockstar, and Alchemist. You want Rockstar to have this water set. If you don't have it, any epic set that can kill the first wave will do. Plantain wants to run this. You don't need to worry about the artifact. Cherry wants to run this. You could also run Lemon Zest's artifact if you have it. Jalapeno wants to run this. Lemon Zest wants to run this. You can use the Lemon Zest artifact as well if you don't have a second Jalapeno. Donut wants to run this, and Lemon wants to run this. As per usual, my guides aren't aimed towards free-to-play players, so if you can't copy my strats, you're more than welcome to adapt and change it to however you feel like. But to start off with, we want to make sure Rockstar has 5 stacks. Then I'm going to swap to Alchemist and use her ultimate. You can aim it a little bit lower than what I did here, but your main goal is just to kill the 2 minions that spawn on the 3rd wave. Once that happens, we're going to swap to Rockstar. You're going to come to the left here just to make Soda ult on the 2nd wave a little bit easier. Then you're going to use Rockstar ult just a little bit after the wave starts just to get the fastest kill. Once this wave is dead, we want to use Soda ult like this. You do want to make sure you hit all the enemies here. If you do miss all the enemies, I suggest restarting because it is quite a bit of time, but I'm just going to do this for demonstration purposes. And we come over to the cactus guy, and we're going to aim our Soda wave to kill this bottom right guy, and then use Soda's skill to kill the rest of them, and then Alchemist should finish off them like that. Round 2 here is not too difficult. We're going to start off with Plantain's ultimate in the bottom right, then we're going to use Cherry's ultimate at the top like this. Then we're going to swap the Jalapeno, and we're going to use one of her skills in the bottom left and one of them is in the top left like this. You also want to make sure you use a basic attack if your Jalapeno is a little bit too weak. So you start off, use a basic attack, one like that, one like that. The more positioned these are, the quicker these guys die and the faster you can start the 2nd wave. Then we're going to use Cherry's skill like this to kill the top 2 like this. This guy on the bottom left didn't crit, so he didn't die. Normally I'd reset that. Then we're going to come to the left like this, and then use Plantain's ultimate. You do want to be positioned a little bit further to the left than what I am now, just to make sure this guy over here dies instantly when we swap the Jalapeno. We swap the Jalapeno and then use her ultimate like this to kill everyone, and if you do aim it perfectly, you can hit all these enemies in the line. Because I did miss, I didn't hit this guy, and I just use a basic attack to finish him off. This stage here is quite hard in my opinion. I haven't found the best strat yet. I do get about 10 seconds in my good runs. This is what I could come up with for now. To start off with, we're going to use Donuts in the bottom left like this. Then you're going to swap to Lemon and use his ultimate like this. You do want to aim it a little bit further to the right than what I did there, just for it to be more consistent. We're going to start the wave. Then we're going to swap to Lemon Zest and use a basic attack if you're running Jalapeno's artifact. If you're not, you just want to use a charge up attack on one of these guys or just skill straight away. Then we'd skill like this, killing this first wave here. Then when this 2nd enemy spawns, you just want to use basic attacks until this 3rd wave comes. When this 3rd wave comes, you want to use the charge up attacks to finish this guy off. Then you're going to use the ultimate in the middle like this to kill everyone there. Then you're just going to finish them all off with charge up attacks. And if you're precise or on mobile, you can manage to finish this guy off with your charge attacks, and you can get about 10 seconds. This is going to be the teams for stage 2. Dark Choco wants to run this with your highest crit percent set. Soda wants to run this. Karolby wants to run this. Plantain wants to run this. You can swap out Werewolf artifact if you want, it doesn't really matter. Cherry wants to run this. Again, you can also use Lemon Zest artifact. Jalapeno wants to run this. Lemon Zest wants to run this. Candy wants to run your main Earth set. So whichever Earth set you have strongest, you want to put on Candy. If you have one Earth set, sorry, I'd suggest putting it on Durian instead. But if you have 2 Earth sets, I'd put the strongest one on Candy and then the weakest one on Durian, and here I'm running the TBD set on Durian. Stage 1 here, we're going to swap to Soda and make sure she's below 75% HP just by jumping off the map like this. Once your Soda's below 75% HP, you're going to come over to the middle and we're going to start the wave and then use DC's ultimate on the first guys, just like this. The quicker you are with this, the faster this wave will go. Then we're going to swap to Soda, and we're going to wait till there's enemies about here before using Soda's ultimate, just for the quickest kill. And if your Soda's a lot stronger than mine, she should easily be able to one-shot that, but because mine didn't, I'm going to have to use a skill to finish him off, like that. Then here, you want to use the wave on the top right of these enemies over here, so you want to dash it up. If your soda wave can't kill these enemies here, I'd suggest putting Karobi's skill on the enemies here or the enemies here, just depending on which ones live. In this example, I'm pretty sure they both survive. So I'm going to be putting Karobi's skill on the flower here, and then coming to the bottom left, like this, using Karobi's skill, and then just aiming it to finish off everyone else like that. Round 2 here isn't too difficult. To start off with, we're going to make sure our plantain's below 50% HP, just so we can get the full effect of the werewolf artifact. Then we're going to use plantain's ult at the bottom like this, and then we're going to come to the bottom and use cherry's ult. You don't need to be too precise with it, you just need to make sure it's low enough to hit the bottom of the enemies. Then we're going to swap the jalapeno and use one basic attack and then the skills on the bottom enemies like this. Then we're going to come up to the top and then use a plantain skill to finish off everyone like that. Then we're going to swap to jalapeno and use one of her ultimates to kill the minions at the bottom. As you can see here, I aimed to hit the bottom minion like that. In a normal run, I wouldn't be this quick, so I'd normally dash to the bottom left like this and I'd shoot with jalapeno to kill the bottom left guy if I hit the bottom right guy with the ult, and vice versa. This stage here, we want to use Candy's skill before we start the wave. We want to wait till the time is till about 3 seconds just to make it more consistent. Once it's at 3 seconds, we're going to use the ultimate, and we're going to start the wave and use the skill. Then you're going to wait just a little bit just for the enemies to spawn in like this, and once all the enemies are spawned in like that, we're going to swap to Lemon Zest like this, and then if you're using Lemon Zest artifact, you want to do a charge up attack, but because I'm using Jalapeno's artifact, I'm going to be using just a normal skill like that. Then I'm going to be aiming the ultimate at the top like this, and then using his skill like that. I do suggest using the skill before the ultimate because the skill can attack while you're casting the ultimate. But then once these guys are dead, you're going to swap back to Durian here, and then you're going to use the ultimate on the top 3 enemies like this, and then you're going to use the basic attacks and skills to kill the rest of these guys off. These are the teams I'll be using for stage 3. Kroby wants the Dark set. Dark Choco wants your max crit percent set, so whichever set has the highest crit rate, you just want to put on Dark Choco. Rockstar wants to run Amp Buff. Jalapeno wants to run this. Plantain wants to run this. You can use the Going Beyond artifact on Plantain instead of the Werewolf artifact, it's just up to preference. Cherry wants to run this, and again, if you're using the Going Beyond artifact, you can run Lemon Zest artifact on Cherry. Candy Drop wants to run this. Durian wants to run this, again with the highest Earth set. So if you have 2 Earth sets, I'd put the strongest one on Durian. And Lemon Zest wants to run this. This stage here is quite hard with the DC timings you have to do. To start off with, we're going to use Rockstar's ultimate at the top left like this. Then you're going to use DC's ultimate to kill the first wave like this. You do want to make sure you hit all 4 enemies like that. And you want to position yourself about here. Any higher does make it a little bit harder to kill all the enemies, but about here is good enough. You're going to wait for that enemy to aggro you, and then you're going to use the skill to kill all these enemies like that. Then you come over to the bottom left, and you want to be fast enough to where this guy can move into you. Then you're going to use this skill and then ultimate, and you just want to aim it so you hit all the enemies like that, and you can get about a 12 to 11 second clear. This stage here, you want to make sure your plantain's below 50% HP just to get full effect of the werewolf artifact. But to start off with, you're going to start the wave and then use a cherry skill like this immediately. Then you're going to swap the jalapeno and dash to the bottom and then use her ultimate. I did forget to use a basic attack there, but you must basic attack before using her ultimate to kill this wave easier. Then you can use a skill if these guys don't die instantly, but usually if I use a basic attack they do die quite quickly. Then I'm going to use Plantain's ultimate like this to pull everyone in. Then I'm going to use the skill to kill everyone like that. Then I'm going to swap back to Candy like this, and I'm going to use the skill to hit all these bottom guys here. I'm going to swap to Cherry, use her skill like that. Then I swap back to Jalapeno, and you want to get the third stack again, just so you can get the full charge. Then you just want to finish them off like that. This third stage here isn't too hard if you have a strong Lemon Zest, but to start off with, we're going to use Candy's ultimate like this. We're going to start the wave and then use Durian's ultimate. The higher you're positioned here, the more consistent it makes it because all the enemies run up to you. Then you're going to use one skill to kill this first group of enemies here. You're going to swap back to Candy and then use her skill like this. Then you're going to swap back to Durian and use the skills like this. And you do want to make sure you kill this wave as quickly as possible, just to make sure you get a tag on this final boss here. But once this is dead though, you're going to swap to Lemon Zest, use the skill and ultimate like that. And if the tag is still applied, it will make it a faster kill. But if you don't have the tag, I do suggest resetting. And that will be the complete guide for Season 8, Chapter 1 of the Infinite Labyrinth. I will do an update video, of course, because I do think some strats can be improved here. But with that out of the way, I want to thank you guys for watching, and again, thank you for 1,000 subscribers. It does mean a lot. See you guys in the next